have the courage to follow your heart and intuition.
Yes.
I can imagine perhaps there's something of what that says behind you to do with what you're about to share. I've got a feeling somehow. Right,
Definitely.
listen, I'm going to let you now carry on, and then pop back a little bit later on with if there are any comments or questions from our audience, and let you now share your session.
Thanks a lot, Peter. And I will share my screen right now. I hope that you can see it. So thanks, really a privilege to be today with all of you guys. Definitely, I don't know who is behind the screen, as you mentioned many times, Peter, but I hope that it will be a chance to meet you. My name is Jovanović, and I'm working for BBraun, as Peter mentioned, as a global senior consultant, living and working in Germany in headquarters of BBraun. And definitely, in my 20 years long career, in the different roles, from the local, where I started my career, to the global one, which I'm covering right now for the last 6 years here in Germany. Definitely, I had a really privilege to work with a lot of HR colleagues on a different projects, with some more successful, with some less successful, but I have a lot of experience working with HR and really valuing a collaboration with the HR. So my today presentation will be from the shoes of the user, of the customer of HR, where I'm going to try to give you my thoughts about, let's say, how can we come from role to the trusted partner, instead of being just, like a reactive HR person sitting there, but rather to be in a driving seat with the business. And I could easily name my presentation like the one which we saw around 11 o'clock, I think, when 5 nice ladies have shared the presentation called Finding the Common Language Between HR and the Business. I will speak about exactly the same, but just from the business point of view. So thanks a lot, really, really a pleasure to start. So for today's presentation, I will need a little bit of your imagination for the moment, for the next 20 minutes. And in order to kick your imagination, I would like to ask you, when was the last time when you did something for the first time, like this parachute jump, for example, or something less extreme, and how you felt about it? So just have it on your mind for the moment and keep this imagination in your head. And just to deploy this imagination and coming out from what you are working right now, I would like kindly to ask you to forget for the moment your nice companies where you are all working for. I know it's not easy, because I know that you are working into fabulous companies. I mean, a lot of them we saw from the very nice and successful presentation so far. But I would like to ask you for the moment to think that you are owner and the only employer of the company, which is called HR Incorporated, which is the best HR organization that will take you to the next level of the business. So you are the CEO, the CFO, the product manager, the sales rep, whoever you might think of, and that we need to, or you need to sell your product in order to earn your salary, your bread and butter. So more we sell the products from HR Incorporated, more successful we are going to be. So let's kick the story and see like what is inside. And why sandwich? Why I'm speaking today about the sandwich? So this is coming from my experience actually in this nice picture, and I hope that you had a lunch already, that I'm not kicking the appetite here with this picture for you, is that actually somehow HR is this nice feel inside the sandwich, this nice juicy feel inside the sandwich, where this upper part and slice of the bread represents the top of the company, the top management of the company, and then the bottom slice of bread is the rest of the company, where you in the middle somehow are balancing, where the top management is thinking, here are those HR guys, they are kind of like workers' council representatives for the rest of the company and always coming to us something for the rest of the company. And then on the other hand side, you have the rest of the company which thinks, here is the HR, be careful with them. They are representing always the voice of the top management of the company. So let's be careful better. So what is the background? Is it a trust? Is it a transparency? Is it a value, lacking of a clear value, or altogether, or something else, let's take a look a little bit deeper into these ingredients and try to make it a little bit tastier for us for the future. So for today, we are going to speak about three very simple things. It's represented with these three letters, PVC, like polyvinyl chloride, PVC, or plastics, but we are not going to speak about the plastics because we all know it's not healthy, but actually we are going to speak about the product or the service. We are going to speak about the value shortly and the customer. And in this triangle, product, value, and the customer will represent one unity, and they are about to work together in order to become a real trusted partner, real trusted HR partner for the future, for the business. And let's kickstart with a product. Few words about the product. As you can see here on a picture is a beautiful drill machine made by Bosch. And if you may think like, why do we need a drill machine? Why do we buy drill machines? I guess each and every household has at least one drill machine like this. Is it just to drill the holes in your apartment? I never saw a person who is out of fun going around the apartment and drilling the best possible holes made by Bosch drill machine. But it's rather probably to hang a beautiful picture on your wall and enjoy into some arts around your house. So it's not always the product or the service which we are providing to our customers, the one which is communicating on the surface, but it has some deeper meaning beyond the product itself. And it's our lesson, definitely, and a must to understand what is behind this surface intent of the product. So if we are speaking about the product or a service, I mean, from the HR perspective, obviously, let's first of all define what is the product or the service. A product is anything that can be offered to a market that might satisfy want or need. This is the definition given by Kotler, the marketing guru. I guess if you and any of you had a touch with the marketing, you know this name for sure. I was studying Kotler a lot back in my MBA studies long time ago. So already in the definition of a product, he says want or need. So it means that there is something personally connected with the product that, let's say, puts us into the position to buy and to utilize this product. What we have to take into consideration when we are speaking about the product or the service. First of all, I really would like to encourage you to discuss it with your trusted customers very early. And this is especially valid if you are in the HR kitchen creating some new products. For example, you have the idea to launch some new tools, HR tools inside the organizations, inside your organization, or to sell these through the HR incorporated to the company which you are working with. Already in the draft moment in time, when you have the not finalized product, go to your trusted customers and say, hey, dear Mr. Customer, I have some product which I would like to discuss. It's not finalized, but I would like to learn from you. How do you feel about this product? You will learn a lot about, let's say, the future key benefits of the product which this product has to contain. Think about design as well. How efficiently and easy your product and service is used. Extremely important, and already a few times mentioned this morning in the C-level section of this beautiful event of HR Week. So easy of product and efficiently use of the product will pretty much define the success rate of your product or service that you are intending to sell or to give it to use in the company of our story. For the moment, think about the complementary products to the core product. So you will have your core product or service which you are about to launch or to sell, but think what else from your bucket you can offer to the customer in order to bundle a little bit more products, if they are available, of course, if they are working in the same direction, so that you can think already here beyond the product, but rather to offer one-stop shop to the customer where he is going to be able to deploy them and let's say satisfy a want or need, as it says here in the headline or in the definition of product and service. How good is the product for the different groups of customers? Of course, based on my experience, I know that HR products are intended to be used in the different layers of the company. Definitely ask yourself, is this product well tailored enough to satisfy the needs of different groups or customers inside the company? If not, try to make these fine tunings in order to make it user friendly for the different groups of customers. Very important feedback. Just to be honest, and now I'm speaking from my shoes, rarely I had this question that HR, after giving me in my hands some of the tools or products, however you call them, is asking me, hey, how do you feel about this product? Is everything fine? Have you found something good or something bad? And it's very interesting to collect all these findings and implement them in the next variant of your products. Just remember Apple, how often they are updating their software and making it based on the customer's feedback even better for the next generation. And this all goes into the function of, probably Kaizen, this Japanese word, which is meaning continuous development. So our product is never finalized. It is as good as our customers are using happily. And if you find that it can be better, make it better for the future. And at the end, our goal is to have definitely satisfied customer who will, in the nice piece, enjoy their pictures hanging nicely on the wall by using the drill machine to make the perfect hole for this picture. Let's move on. This was about the product. Let's touch shortly a value, extremely important topic. Value, and especially here I have to underline customer value. Customer value is how much a product or service is worth to a customer. These days was mentioned, and I'm very glad for this, agile HR as a buzzword, and I like it a lot. And this definition is exactly coming from scrum.org, that the customer value is how much a product or service is worth to a customer. And it has nothing to do with the price that the customer is paying. But let's dive deeper a little bit into the value and see what is inside the value. First of all, I strongly encourage you to familiarize with your customer's value. I know that this can be kind of like a buzz sentence, but what does it really mean? Accompany your customers. Of course, not all the customers, but pick some of the customers which you accompany. We call it in the pharmaceutical industry job shadowing, meaning ask your customer to spend a day, half a day, few hours, whatever you can afford with your customer, and just be silent listener. Observe, listen, see what matters to the customer, what kind of challenges customer has, and what are the values. Maybe some of these values are very obvious, but some of them will be definitely hidden, but you, as with your observation, will be able to uncover them. You will be surprised how many things you can find out by just observing your important customers. How do they work on a daily basis? And you will discover the values. Why it's very important? Because when the value is not clear, the price or the trust becomes a topic. Many times, I guess, you had the chance to buy yourself any product, and then if it doesn't fulfill your value criteria, you start asking yourself, okay, was this the fair thing which I bought? Have I paid too much maybe for this product? And then you are questioning your decision because your value criteria were not met by this product. Very important thing is that value is the personal matter. It's very emotional feeling, and it's connected to the release of the tension that one person has. So meaning our values are playing into the release of some problems or challenges which we have. And if these challenges are solved based on the value which we have in our mindset, definitely this will be the product which we will value for us personally. And most important thing when we are speaking about the value and the way we are looking into the value, don't forget this, please. Value can be influenced, meaning marketing, communication, all the other things which we can deploy around the value, but cannot be controlled. Don't try to control the value because you will lose your customer, definitely, because this is the personal matter. And you can harm the customer if you try to take over the control over the personal and customer value. And let's take a look shortly into his or her majesty, Mr. or Miss Customer. A few words about the customer. Know your customer, very important topic. So we mentioned the customer a few times, but main question is, who is your customer? I think this is, very basic question, but you will be surprised inside the organization if you start asking the people inside the organization, who is your internal customer? I'm not speaking about those customers which we are serving outside of the company by selling our products or whatever, but inside the company. Ask your people, like, do you know who is your customer? If you go to the back office, if you go to the logistics or whatever, you will be surprised how many people have no clue who is their internal customer, if there is any. So it is very important to know it, to identify who is your customer. Also, the question, how can you partner and become the partner with the customer? What kind of approaches we can use? Maybe here is a good point really to make a matrix, really after identifying who are your customer or customer groups, how can you make the partnership with the different customer groups in order to become a real partner? And I think in the previous keynote, it was mentioned very nicely by the colleague, not to serve the customer, but rather to partner with the customer and to benefit beyond the serving the customer and beyond the products or the services which you are delivering. Which challenges the customer has that can be solved by the product or service? Extremely important, because as you remember product, as you remember the value, it's definitely the topic of how do we solve the tensions of the problems which customer has on their daily basis. And understanding the customer needs definitely plays the key role in defining those ways and those actions which we are going to take in order to fulfill the customer needs. And oftentimes, and that was for me, for example, was pretty much interesting when I was the sales rep back in time in my pharmaceutical beginning of my pharmaceutical journey. Who is my customer's customer? So what are the problems or the challenges which my customer has with his customers as well? So next level, next step, and here are oftentimes hidden some of the valuable information which can help you really to think, how can I really become a trusted partner instead of just a role to fulfill in my HR journey inside the company. So these were the very shortly, of course, there are a lot more things to be considered, but very shortly, three things: product, value, customer, PVC, just for the easier memorizing these kind of things. And let's take a look into the story of transformation for the moment. Transformation for the moment, because this is very important and crucial topic, because oftentimes you as an HR are the ones who are triggering the transformation. You are triggering the changes in your companies or in the company where you are working. Transformation is extremely important topic because it means the fundamental change in how our organization runs. And the transformation is not the change. It's not just, let's say, in one moment in time, but it's rather the process. So here my advice is really accompany your customer in this transformation journey and be ready really to get the good return of this invested time into this transformation journey with your customer by having the loyal customer, because the friend in need is the friend indeed, is definitely the definition which will show as a valuable here by accompanying customer when the transformation happens. And at the end of the game, the end game here can be kind of like a value proposition as the conclusion of our discussion today. So become the trusted partner by delivering the value to your customers through products or services that fits their needs and efficiently lead to the solution. This can be kind of like a value proposition for today's discussion. And I guess that this can be kind of like, good solution for becoming the partner. So it's definitely on you, it's definitely on us to choose our fighter and to find the right way and balance to make it happen and to become a real trusted partner for our customer. Thanks so much.
Wonderful. Listen, I love that at the end there. Choose Choose your fighter, absolutely, in the image from Top Gun there, absolutely. Right, listen, this is where we're going to end our time together on this session right now. Thank you so much for sharing your insights. Again, as we say during every single session, those who are listening, you're more than welcome to reach out. That is really what our speakers are here for, not just to share, but also conversations, right? To connect, start conversations, and see where those lead. So please reach out to Ivan if you wish to do so. Ivan, thanks so much. Have a lovely day, end of the day, and again, thank you so much for